This episode of My Two Satoshis is brought to you by Bitmart. Bitmart's new quick exchange feature allows you to buy cryptos directly using fiat in just minutes. Use either Visa, MasterCard, and even a wire transfer. They work with the most trustworthy third-party vendors to make your crypto experience easy and convenient. So visit the link below to start using Bitmart's new fiat to crypto feature on Bitmart.com. Yes, your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is August 31st, 2019. Shout out to my man Spoon Power 23. I haven't heard from him in a long time. Back in the day, long time subscriber. Thanks for the song request, Blue Amnesia. And I hope you guys are doing well today on this Saturday holiday weekend here in the United States. Today we are going to be looking at something that Boeing and FIS has just done. They've joined the Hedera Hashgraph's governing council. I don't know if you guys recall what Hashgraph technology is all about. It is a revolutionary type of way of blockchaining, much faster and superior than anything, even blockchain 3.0. This is what I would consider pushing on the edge of blockchain 4.0. Okay, I've done a video about Hashgraph over a year ago at this point. I'll try to make sure I leave a link to it so you guys can check it out. But we're going to look at why Boeing and FIS have decided to join their governing council. Second article out of CCN, what's Bitcoin really worth? Much less than you think. We're going to take a look at this groundbreaking report. And this is actually coming out of Coin Metrics. They said that Bitcoin is worth about 40% less in market cap value. We'll take a look at exactly why they're saying this and how they came to this conclusion, and then get your feedback on this. I think, though, personally, with BACT and TD Ameritrade and all these institutional funds coming into this Bitcoin crypto industry, I think we're going to start really seeing a true value on this asset we call Bitcoin. The more people that trade it, the more liquidity there is, the more likely you are to get a truer understanding or heat check on the true price of what the greater audience feels is the right price for Bitcoin. Right now, because it's so thinly traded, I do not think we are trading at the current price. But I'm not saying that I think it should be lower. I'm just saying I don't think we're truly at the price that would reflect properly what the mass general audience, investment class, I should say, feels like a Bitcoin's price should be at. I think it should be a little bit higher. I think that once more investment class type of money comes in, you're going to see Bitcoin's price way higher. But again, as of right now, this article is saying it's overpriced by 40%. We'll take a look at the details on that. And then lastly, this was a fun one. So real light day. Anonymous YouTuber sets up Bitcoin bird feeder. If you go ahead and donate, I'll leave a link to his site. You go ahead and donate, it will release food for birds. Interesting little concept here, little experiment. So we'll take a look at that in a second as well. And before we get started, remember there is a Labor Day sale over at moonlambotees.com. 20% off everything. I found out you cannot use my promo code in addition to this 20% off. So don't try to do it. You won't be able to do it. But again, 20% off everything on the website, moonlambotees.com, up until September 3rd. So check those guys out. So let's go ahead and get right into this heat map for today. Things are looking a little mixed here. Bitcoin is up 0.15% to 9,567 bucks. Ethereum's down almost 1% to $166.92. Wow. EOS is up a little bit today, up 1.4% to $3.25. And Tron is down 1%, and we've got Litecoin down 1% as well to $63.34. Binance token down 2.6% to $21.51. Monthly performance, Bitcoin down 7.7%, Ethereum down 23%, EOS down 24%, and we've got Litecoin down 35%. So they are suffering. Litecoin is suffering a little bit more than the other alts when we look at a 1 month perspective. Bitcoin Cash down 17%. So that difference, that delta between, on average, we're looking at maybe around 20 to 22%. That delta of 13% or so would constitute, in my opinion, the post-halving event with Litecoin. But again, I think over time, Litecoin will still outperform probably even Bitcoin percentage-wise, for at least for the short term. We're talking, 2 years, 2 to 3 years, something like that. I think Bitcoin will be outperformed by the likes of Litecoin. I don't think Litecoin is going anywhere. So any altcoin that will still be around in the next 2 or 3 years will probably percentage-wise outperform Bitcoin. Just a law of large numbers, people. Those coins and tokens will have much lower prices, and their market caps are much lower. So you're going to have the ability for those tokens to really appreciate. But before I start, I do want to I was talking to a friend and I was explaining to him like, hey man, I was moving some money to my new Monaco card, my crypto.com card, and I moved some Litecoin over to the wallet to load the card. And I also moved some EOS around, not there, but to another account. And it took this to happen where I was actually sending out coins from one account to another, 2 separate coins. So I had I guess just a stark contrast of what was going on as far as speed. I've always known how fast or how slow, it depends on how you look at it, Litecoin was. It is definitely much faster than Bitcoin. And back in the day, it really was, it stood out. Dogecoin is even faster than Litecoin. But I say all that to say, it still took at least 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes for my Litecoin transactions to actually be confirmed, and I can actually move them around in the other wallet. That is entirely too long, people. Like, that won't work for everyday e-commerce either. You just gotta come to that realization. So even Litecoin will not be used as a payment network. It's going to be looked at as a speculative digital asset along with Bitcoin. It will have its own, market interpreted value or valuation. But don't think that one day you're going to be using Litecoin as a means of payment. When I send EOS, and it literally takes, on EOS network, I can send the tokens over and it takes less than a minute. It takes like 40 seconds. Literally takes 40 seconds. Maybe even less than that. But I'm just letting you guys know, like, stop the groupthink. Litecoin isn't going anywhere, but I think it's not going to be used as a payment gateway. It will be used, or it will be a means of speculative behavior in the digital currency arena. That's all, and it doesn't mean that's bad. I just want to let you guys understand how you should look at this stuff. But I don't really have much to talk about when it comes to technically Bitcoin. We are just above this line I have drawn here, which was the bottom side of the channel that we were in way back here. This is I guess you can think of as an area where we need to kind of stay above. I told someone on Twitter the other day that we need to really just stay above this area right here, 9,100. Okay, we stay above 9,100, we're good. And I think we're going to do that. I think we're building a base right now. We're building a base in Bitcoin. It may take a few days for it to play out and form, because normally bottoms aren't V-shaped. It takes a couple of times to test things and just make sure the markets are ready to move higher. But yeah, that's where I think we are. Of course, if we have another slam down of a whale out of nowhere coming in and unloading some coins, the bulls will have to be ready to pick up right here in this area. And it'll be a battle. I have no way of knowing that, but X that, I think we're heading higher. X any dumping of additional coins by whales, I think we head higher. And we just need to get back above that tan trend line I have drawn there. And it will probably happen fairly quickly too. So first article out of Decrypt Media, anonymous YouTuber sets up Bitcoin bird feeder. An interactive bird feeder allows users to feed birds with cryptocurrency donations and is being live streamed on YouTube. Now here's a new use case for crypto: an interactive bird feeder that converts cryptocurrency donations to feed for birds and is live streamed on YouTube. And as you can see, here is the live stream going on right now. It's nighttime wherever this bird feeder is. But yeah, you send 50 cents to that QR code, it will feed the birds. I don't even see where the birds are. Are the birds dead? Or can they just come in and go as they please? Maybe that's what's going on. But pretty neat, isn't it? I'll leave a link to this video so you guys can check it out. But I thought that was pretty neat. A donation of 50 cents worth of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, or Nano means the birds get extra food. But the concept set up by anonymous YouTuber Mr. Dove has proved so popular that the birds are being inundated with feed. And one cryptocurrency, Nano, is proving far more popular than the rest, according to CCN's Greg Thomas, who has performed a thorough investigation. He says here in his Block Explorer analysis of donations received, only one donation was made in Bitcoin, with the bulk, 20 of it, in Nano. His article went on to question Bitcoin's suitability for paying small animals tiny amounts of food micropayments, which, as you would expect, led to a litany of Bitcoin maximalists on Reddit to complain, of course. So at the time of writing, which was yesterday, this article was published, 26 donations had been sent to Bitcoin addresses. 4 donations were sent to Dogecoin, and 21 were sent using Litecoin addresses. But Nano was still the dominant, currently at 126 donations and counting. Alright, so I just wanted to give you guys that one. Again, I will leave a link to this video so you guys can check it out. The next article is about Boeing and FIS Global joining Hedera Hashgraph's governing council. 2 more giant companies have joined the star-studded cast of governing council members for Hedera Hashgraph, widely touted as blockchain's next big thing. I think it may be as well. Again, I started touching on this a year and some change ago because I looked at the technology. It is definitely groundbreaking. It is something totally new. If you have not heard about Hashgraph, you really should take a look at it. My only concern at that point, Hashgraph was not open source. I don't know what they're doing now. I haven't really followed it as closely. But at that point, they were, I think, debating on whether or not they were going to make it open source. But if they decide to make this thing open source, it is a game changer, people. It is a game changer, and it will actually, in my opinion, make even EOS have to step up their game, because Hashgraph's technology is on another level. The aerospace manufacturer Boeing and financial services company FIS Global have joined the governing council of Hedera Hashgraph, a proof-of-stake blockchain with impressive backers. Boeing joined today and FIS Global yesterday, and the 2 companies have a combined market cap of around $287 billion. Boeing and FIS Global are but the latest addition to Hedera's governing council, a roster of A-class companies with deep pockets. Earlier this month, Hedera welcomed IBM and Tata Communications into the fray, and other members include Japanese investment bank Nomura and German telecommunications giant Deutsche Telekom. And Hedera promises to up that number later in the year. So if you guys want to know more about this Hedera Hashgraph, here's their site, hedera.com. Check it out for yourself. It says their open access starts September 16th. So it's right around the corner, actually. My only issue, again, is that they have 39 governing members of this governing council. How do we know they can't collude together? 2 or 3 of them collude together to make, votes and change. I think just having 39 is as a fixed amount is somewhat suspicious, and I don't really like that it's not really as decentralized as I would like it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, this is probably what the future is gonna look like in some form or fashion. I like how DPoS is, delegated proof of stake is. You have 21 delegates, but you have hundreds or even possibly thousands as standbys waiting to take the place of any of the 21. And it's it's fully, anybody can come play the game. That's not selected by the foundation or organization. This table here shows us a comparison chart or table, shows us the difference here. We're not looking for Bitcoin to be a public blockchain that operates and runs decentralized apps. It won't ever be able to do that at these numbers. Now, Ethereum was supposed to do that, right? And it won't happen at these numbers either. 13 cents average fee, just completely too expensive. And that's not even including any flare-ups or bandwidth issues. We may see that price is dynamic. That will change. And 10 to 20 seconds is just too slow. Meanwhile, they're calling themselves third generation. I really look at them as a fourth generation public ledger platform. EOS, Tron, Quantum, those are kind of Telos, which is just a iteration or modification of EOS. Those are third generation platforms in my opinion. But look at this, 10,000 plus transactions per second. This, though it's very small, 1/100th of a penny, I still think this should be feeless. There should be no fee on transactions if we're going to scale. But yeah, you have to check it out for yourself. Great concept though. The gentleman who created it is a genius. This guy right here, he knows his stuff. Okay. And I'll try to make sure I link the video I did on them initially a year and some change ago. Last article out of CCN. What's Bitcoin really worth? They say much less than you think. Bitcoin's reported $172 billion market cap may be a point of pride for cryptocurrency enthusiasts everywhere. But how accurate is it to measure Bitcoin's worth? This article says not much. In fact, new data from Coinmetrics suggests the true price of Bitcoin amounts to far less than what we've been led to believe, actually. The market cap of Bitcoin is calculated by multiplying the number of coins in circulation by the current price. Hence, 17.9 million Bitcoins at $9,600 per coin results in a market cap of around 171.9 billion. But this method assumes that all coins have the same market value, when in fact most coins were bought at different times and at radically different prices. According to Coinmetrics, realized cap takes into account, rather than quote a price that values nearly 18 million coins, many of which were lost forever based on what the last one traded for. So it says here, realized cap, on the other hand, values each coin at the time it was last exchanged. So if a coin was last touched for $2,500 in 2017, that particular coin would be priced at $25 instead of the current market price. Using this method reveals Bitcoin's total realized market cap is just above 100 billion, a 41% reduction on what's displayed on CoinMarketCap. In fact, Bitcoin's realized cap only just crossed the $100 billion barrier on August 25th. That's right, the realized Bitcoin price just hit an all-time high, even though Bitcoin is nominally worth less than half of its December 27th peak. These calculations use the same time a coin was transferred to calculate the price it was purchased at. So therefore, it's still room for error, of course. However, it's not all bad news, because the same data shows that Bitcoin is slowly drawing closer to its true value. And so the chart below shows the distribution of holders ordered by the price range at which they bought Bitcoin. As you can see, the largest weighting of holders can be found in and around the $10,000 range. Interesting. There you have it. Look at that chart there. So 10,000 is about where the most of all holders or purchasers of Bitcoin is. That's pretty good. I mean, we're around 10,000. We're around 10,000. It says, however, this wasn't always the case. As recently as January 2018, the majority of coin holders were those who had bought in closer to the $20,000 range, as seen below. So the reduction in those red bars over the past 18 months is a sign that many high-priced holders have sold off their assets. This is good news for Bitcoin's price stability, since it means the majority of those who are most likely to sell have already done so. What do you guys think? Do you think all of the weak hands are out of this market, and can we build a base from here to head higher to take out that $20,000 Bitcoin price, the all-time high? I think so. Let me know in the comments below. And I guess that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to my man Spoon Power 23 again for that song request. blue amnesia like this mellow joint right here. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to be notified about unbiased crypto news reporting from a 6-year participant in the game. And that's my 2 Satoshis for August 31st, 2019. I'm out of here, people. Holla!
Yeah, I used to have peace, serenity.